What's up guys, Evil here. I'm here with my completed SCX10 II XJ, but before I can get to this point you have to build it, so that's what this video is. It's going to go through the build up, a lot of the kind of key points that I noticed while building the truck, just to give people an idea who haven't built one. So I took this truck out last weekend to its first event. It was fantastic. I really loved how it drove. I will be doing a review of this truck, but it will not be on my YouTube channel. It will be on my website, which is scaleandtrail.com or scaleandtrailrc.com, whichever you can remember. I'll be doing a full review, spread, pictures, all that stuff there. Just a couple footnotes. Special thanks to St. Joe Honda, the Honda dealership in St. Joseph RC, carries RC parts. Helped me out with getting a hold of this kit when they were extremely rare. Huge thanks to them, as well as they sponsored the event I went to this weekend, so thanks to that. So if you're in the Kansas City or St. Joseph area, check them up for Axial kits and stuff. They're going to start carrying trail stuff. So anyway, enough blah blah blah, let's get to the build video and enjoy. Thanks guys. So confirm that the spiral gears are machined type. A little size comparison there for you from the old style SCX10 ring gear versus the new one for the AR44. So pretty major difference, but they are marked just like the hardened gears are. So I believe this to be a machined steel piece. I think it would have to be with the extreme kind of angle that they have going on that pinion gear. That's crazy, so that stuff better be strong. So anyway, that's interesting. Just wanted to show you that comparison. Pretty cool. I don't even have the axles built yet, but I'm already seeing things that I really like. For one, the first thing offhand here is they have gone to an upsized pinion bearing over the stock size. This is sort of what Vanquish did for the AR60 V2. I don't think it's the same size bearing, but they have gone to an upsized bearing to help it handle horsepower. So that is a great revision for the new axle. Another improvement that probably hasn't been widely publicized. And I just wanted to illustrate that you can see here inside the axle how the pinion is higher in the housing instead of just being, I keep going the wrong way, instead of just coming straight out around the middle. Your drive shaft's going to ride a lot higher on the housing, so you have better clearance there, better pinion angle. So that's also a nice change. The AR44 also integrates the bearing caps into the diff cover. You can only put it in one way, which simplifies things. The only thing I'm a little bit questionable about is the hardware to access it is on the back, so getting that off while it's on the truck may be a pain. That remains to be seen. But the AR44 also features, you can see here, you kind of got this kind of tooth action going on for the C-hub. That is going to give you tons and tons of caster adjustability, positive, negative, whatever you want. This channel here is where the bolt goes through to actually attach it to the axle housing, so that's pretty cool. That is really adjustable. Fit and finish is really good. Really impressed with this new axle so far. This is going to be very popular. The new knuckles are a spider track style knuckle, now with double shear arms, so that should help with snapping those under abuse. The axle is pretty gosh darn beefy and looks nice in scale, so pretty cool. Here's a little size comparison for you from the old Link hardware to the new. It's quite a bit beefier. Everything's beefier. The Link's way bigger. Much nicer stock Links. And here's the new Links built up. Thankfully Axial has foregone the silk screen or laser etching, whatever they used to do on the axles that showed the length and the Axial logo, sparing us OCD people from trying to get all the logos right side up on the rig and make sure they look good from different angles. Luckily, it's just standard gray anodizing and no more labeling. So, all right, axles and links all built. A couple improvements I noticed here are that when you've built as many of these kits as I have, you kind of develop little pet peeves when you're putting axles together. One of them was getting these links into the link mounts. The new axles, it seems like they've revised the width of these a little bit. That stuff goes in there real easy now, as well as there's no nut or anything to have to mess with. You just tighten a screw down, it seats itself inside the plastic link mount by itself. So that whole deal, the whole axle just went together really nice. The threading the rods into the 4mm rods into the new rod ends, threading the new worm screws into the rod ends is much easier than it used to be. You don't fight the angle anymore. The new hardware threads in really nice, as well as it doesn't kill your fingers nearly as bad to build the links. So just a lot of improvements, a lot of refinements that they've learned along the way. Pretty pleasurable to build, not bad at all. Really pleased so far. Alright, got the shocks built. One area they've done a little bit of cost cutting on the kit is in the area of the shocks. Gone are the two-stage springs, or the, I don't know what you call it, a progressive or a helper spring on top. They still include the collars if you want to add them later, but this kit does not come standard with those. As well as I mentioned earlier, the machine piston has gone by the wayside and no longer titanium nitride shock shafts. Also non-bladder in the shock cap. I'm not sure if the other ones were bladder or not, I can't remember. But the shock is smooth. The aluminum body, I think, helps over like a stock SCX10 shock. This would be like the generation 1 that came on the old Honcho. As you can see, it uses the dual spring setup, as well as the titanium nitride shock shaft. But this shock is very rough, not smooth at all. So the definite improvement with the icons, but not quite as fully loaded as what came on like the Rubicon. Anyway, I was a little bit skeptical about the pistons, but the performance seems to be good. No leaks or anything that I can see, so I'll quit bitching about the shocks and move on. Alright, tearing into the transmission now. These are the transmission gears, not 32 pitch as I either read somewhere or at least misunderstood. All metal gears now for the transmission, but the pitch of the gears remain the same. 32 pitch on the pinion gear, as well as the spur, and has the dual pad slipper clutch, just like the Spawn slash Yeti. So this is a very welcome change to have all metal there. So I'm going to start building some transmission parts here. So I read on a forum today that the transmission can have kind of a notchy feel to it. Trying to get this in frame, damn it. With this gear right here, they said if you put it together and it feels notchy, if you pull the transmission back apart and flip it around and put it back on, that it smooths out. And of course I put it together that way the first time. It was very notchy. I flipped it around and now it's much better. So even though the gear is slotted on both sides to go on that pin, it appears that it fits one way better than it does the other. So anyway, just a tip, if that thing's notchy, you flip that gear around, should take care of that. Time to build the transfer case. Here is an up-close look at the transfer case. You can see it's completely separate. There's two main gears here in the actual transmission, this transfer case. Those are your actual outputs that go to your drive shaft. It's kind of a weird design. It may be not weird. Maybe I just don't know anything about real truck transmissions, but it seems like a pretty unorthodox design. It's definitely more complicated than the old one. So anyway, we'll finish putting this together. Alright, I got the motor plate and slipper installed. Has a plastic motor plate, and it's two-piece for the diff cover. Alright, I got the transmission all built, mounting my 27 turn motor here. You can see the 32 pitch gearing. Anyway, kind of a wild looking transmission. I am building drive shafts now. The instructions don't say anything about greasing these, but these little guys here on every CVD I've ever built, I've always used associated black grease. I don't use a lot because I don't want to collect a bunch of dirt, but you don't have to do it. They don't tell you to do it, but I'm gonna do it. Alright, so we're about ready to bolt the transmission to the skid plate. I pulled the skid plates out of the bag, and lo and behold, there are two. It looks like they include a skid plate to mount to the old style transmission, so that's flipping awesome. If you are on the fence about this thing because you don't like the transmission, whatever, they totally give you the option to run the old Tran if you want. So that's pretty cool. Good thinking. Battery tray and chassis mounted servo brackets installed. Nothing too exciting there. Alright, I feel like we're on the home stretch now, and I'm busting out the frame rails. So I'll just be basically bolting all this stuff to the truck now. And chassis is complete. Time to install some axles, and this thing will be rolling really soon. Alright, well, it's official. It's a rolling chassis. The chassis mounted servo mounted. Putting on the hexes. Getting ready to connect some linkage. Throw some electronics in. Panhard and steering linkage installed. It is nice having something that is made with the suspension geometry in mind, because you get full front flex on that stuff without any interference. Alright, I'm just installing the bumpers now. I got the body all trimmed. And it looks like the bumpers line up with everything if they're just pushed all the way in. So, about ready to throw some window masks on and paint this thing. Alright, I got the first coat of paint on the body. Still got to do the black. While that's drying, I'm mounting up wheels and tires. I'm opting not to use the Axial glue-on plastic tires. Well, these will serve to get you rolling if you don't have anything else. I much prefer a beadlock wheel. In this case, I'm using Vanquish Method 1.9s with, I believe, 225s. I can't remember the hub size. I think it's a 225. Yeah, that's the only mod I'm going to do on this truck before I review it, just because you know, I don't really want to mess with gluing tires to wheels, not when I have a good set of beadlocks laying around. So I'm going to put these on. right, and that's the build up. Thanks for watching, guys. The running video from last weekend's event is already up on YouTube, so if you want to see this thing in action, hop out to my YouTube channel and find it there so you can see it run. Other than that, just want to say again thanks to St. Joe Honda for helping me out with this kit, and we will catch you on the next one. Don't forget the review on Scale and Trail RC coming probably within the next week. Thanks, guys. Catch you later.